For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. God has went all the way to the cross for you and I, and He done that. He sent His Son to do these things. He gave us a truly unique gift. He gave us a gift that is free. He gave us a gift that all we have to do is accept, and it is the gift you know, some gifts that you get, stay with me, I'll be done soon. Some gifts that you may get, they don't fit just right. Sometimes they, you get a dress shirt and a little too tight in the collar. Sometimes the shoes are a little too tight in the toes. They look good, they look real nice, and boy, you really appreciate it, but it's just not exactly for you. Maybe you get a pair of pants that's not necessarily the style that you like. Maybe they're them our skinny jeans. And I'm of the opinion that your jeans are made to go over your shoes. Sometimes people get you gifts and you don't really understand the gift. You don't really know how to use it. You don't know how to work it. You got to have batteries for it. They get you a gift and you got to get something else to make that gift work. They go get you a new smartwatch, and because they got you a new smartwatch, you got to get a new phone to make your smartwatch work better. Sometimes they get you things that's going to cost you more money. Amen? God gave us a gift that we don't have to do nothing with, just to receive it. God sent His only begotten Son to walk in the very places that we would walk, to do the very things that we would do, to be tempted in the very ways in which we are tempted, to be tried in all the different things, to be hated, to be persecuted of the world, to do all these things. God sent His Son so that we could restore that fellowship that God intended us to have with Him. And it's a unique gift. He paid an ultimate price for that gift. You know these gifts up here in his tree. I'm just randomly going to pick one, so nobody don't fuss at me. It's pretty paper. Amen, that's pretty paper. Don't look at me like I'm nuts, church. You know pretty paper when you see it. That's some pretty paper. That's a pretty bow up there on it. Miss Becky can find out what that thing is here shortly. But that's some pretty paper. That's a neat looking little gift right there. She ain't got a clue what's in it. And if she wants it, she has to take it.
Amen.
I'm partial to this here Avengers paper. And there's a kid's name on it, and I won't tell you whose it is just because I don't want to get them too excited. But that's a kid's present and some kid's paper. Every kid in here would love to know what's inside that. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to know because I want to play with it. You got to tear the paper off. You got to open it up. You don't know if you're going to like it, but it looks nice. The gift God gave us, we ain't got to tear no paper off.
Amen.
And you know, it may not look like it's the prettiest gift in the world. There wasn't no pretty paper on the gift that God that He gave us. It's just merely a man. Just merely a man who came and walked the same steps that we walk. Just a man that done the same things that we do. It's just a man that got hungry. It was just a man that got sleepy. It was just a man that went and did exactly what his father told him to do. Not a lot special to you and I, just, well, it ain't got the glittery stuff in the paper. And it wasn't wrapped up in no pretty bow. But friend, it's a gift It is invaluable. You can't put a price on it. You can't. Becky may not even like that. The boy may not even like this. They may play with it for a little bit. May use it. May take it home, put it in a cabinet. They may never open the cabinet, may never see it again. Friends, the gift that God gave you and I, that free gift to you and I. I'll do something I don't typically do. And I don't want you to raise your hand, but I'll ask you. You ever received that gift God gave you?
Amen.
Do you use it? You ever use the free gift that God gave you? Do you take and do you use the gift? Do you take that gift? Do you take it with you everywhere you go? Do you use it? Do you speak into that gift? Do you pray with that gift? Do you take that salvation? Do you take that eternal security that you and I have? Do you take the indwelling of the Holy Spirit, that ever-present God that is within your life, and do you use it? You know what I hate about this time of year? My sisters, my mama, my in-laws, they say, well, you want me to get your kids for Christmas? Well, I'm not telling you. Do you know why? Because if I give you all my ideas, then I can't get them nothing. That drives me nuts. Well, you want me to get them? And you know what is it that I tell you? Get them something they can use. Ain't nobody wants to get you nothing you can use. If it's something you can use, it ain't flashy. Amen? God didn't give us nothing flashy. But friend, He gave you and I something we can use. Amen. He gave us something that would be an ever-present force within our life. We looked at this in Sunday school this morning. We looked at the benefits that we have, understanding the fact that without Jesus, friend, you and I can do nothing. But it says, for by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, that is the gift of God. The only thing that we bring forth into the equation of our salvation is the sin. You ever really thought of it that way? You ever just really sat and pondered the fact that the only thing that you bring forth into your salvation is just the sin? The only thing that you bring forth into it is the part of why Jesus had to die to begin with. You just the ugly part. Just the sin. But God loved you anyways. You look at the gift in which He gave. Prior to Jesus coming, we was bound by the law. That's what we had. You want to pull out the Old Testament and let's measure up our lives? Anybody want to do that this morning? Stay with me. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Do you want to pull out the Old Testament and you want to measure our lives up based on the Old Testament law, the things in which we had? Because that, friend, is what we was. That's what we was bound by. Jesus came and He came and fulfilled the law. I want you to understand that when Jesus came, we were freed from the law. Amen. By God's grace. I've heard many preachers use the acronym that grace says God's riches at Christ's expense, and that's pretty much what it was. God didn't just give us salvation, but He gave us a guide. He gave us a home in glory. He gave us an eternity. He gave us the chance to become well acquainted with our loved ones again. He gave us the opportunity to sing praises unto Him. He gave us the opportunity to bring our petitions unto Him. It's truly a unique gift. And you know what I like about it? What's a great part about the gift that God gave is it really is free to everybody. It says it is the gift of God. So these gifts that are up here, whenever I recruit me some help to hand them out, all you got to do is take it and it's yours. If you don't take it, it ain't yours. You can't lay claim to it. The gift has Becky's name on it. If Becky don't ever take it, she can't have it. Amen? Even though it's got her name on it, if she don't take that gift and she don't receive that gift, she can't have it. That gift that God gave you and I of salvation, you can't have it unless you don't take it. That gift of salvation. Now, don't nobody misconstrue that, because there's so many churches, there's so many preachers, there's so many teachers, there's so many that tell you that you're only going to live forever if you're a born-again believer. Those preachers ain't telling you the whole truth. Every person sitting within this church house today, you are going to live forever.
Amen.
You're just going to choose where you're going to live at.
Amen.
You get the choice of whether or not you want that free gift of salvation, that you want to spend an eternity within the presence of your King, the very King who came and laid down His life for you and I, the very King who gave everything that He had for you and I. Or you can choose to leave the gift alone. You really don't need it. So just leave it there, and you're going to spend an eternity in a place that was never meant for you to go. You're going to spend an eternity in a place that was made, that was created, that is there for the devil and his angels, for the devil and his followers. Preacher, I ain't a follower of the devil. Well, you're either a follower of Christ or you're a follower of the devil. There ain't no in between. For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. That faith believing in this whole Christmas story. You know, I wasn't there at one of the inns whenever they told Mary and Joseph to go on their way. They didn't have no room. I wasn't in the stable. I wasn't in the manger. I wasn't in one of the fields where the shepherds were. I wasn't one of the ones who saw the star that guided them into Bethlehem. I wasn't one of them. I wasn't one of the 12 that were chosen to follow Jesus. I wasn't one of them. I wasn't a resident of any of those cities, but I know every bit of it happened. And I know that by faith believing. And it is that faith believing that is the receiving of that salvation, of that free gift. There are so many words that are bound between the covers of this book. I'm almost done. So many words bound between them. And friend, you got to believe them all.
Amen.
I believe Jesus came and I believe He died on the cross. But I don't think it was exactly the way the Bible portrays it. No, it was exactly the way the Bible portrays it. I believe that God sent His Son, named Jesus, and I believe He died on the cross for my sins. But I believe there's some catch to it. I don't think that's just a free gift. You probably got to do something. You know, you're right. You just have to receive it. You just have to admit and believe and confess. You just have to take that gift for exactly what it is, a free gift. Preacher, if it's free, it's too good to be true. Well, it's just too good to be true. It's true. And it's by far too good because I don't deserve it. I've got a lot of gifts in my life for Christmas. Some of them I've been very surprised at. Some of them I probably Ain't gonna lie, some of them I thought I was good enough that year. I deserved some of those gifts. Really did. My mom will believe that. My sister will believe that. Bub will believe that. Sometimes I thought I was a pretty good kid and I deserved some of those things. This is one of the gifts I never deserved. And if I lived and I was able to preach 1 million messages, I still wouldn't deserve the salvation that God's given me. If I was able to go forth and to witness to millions of people, I wouldn't deserve the salvation that God's given me. If I was able to sing praises with every single breath that I have left, I wouldn't deserve the salvation that God's given me. But God loved me, and He gave me that gift anyways.